Wellness and welcomes. It's your friendly neighborhood counselor, Dr. Will, and this is the Heal Always podcast. I'm so excited that this is our first time really meeting each other, and I want to invite you to learn who I am. I want to do a consultation with you to see if you might be right for this podcast, to be a listener. So just like how I do with my clients, I do a consultation, I tell them who I am, and then if they don't like me, I'll refer them to somebody else. So I want to give you this chance to really learn who I am. So I started out at Xavier University in Cincinnati, Ohio, with a psychology and jazz studies major minor. It was an amazing experience. I was able to really get the culture of not only Cincinnati, but I got to really develop my skills. And funny enough, I actually wanted to be a dentist. So there was a lot of success and failures that went along with all that process. And so one of the biggest things about being at Xavier is that I learned about who I am, who I'm not, what I'm good at, what I'm not good at, and also what makes me who I'm trying to be. So I went to Xavier University for the psychology and jazz studies. Then I went to John Carroll University, where I got my master's in clinical wellness, and I got my license there. And then I went to Cleveland Clinic for just a little bit to become a hypnotherapist. So after I became a hypnotherapist, I started practicing, really trying to just work in the local scene, just really work for agencies and different, really diverse agencies and businesses around the Cleveland area. So then I ended up finding Black Therapists Rock. And so I joined Black Therapists Rock, which is a huge, beautiful organization of Black therapists, and I got to learn about internal family systems. So I also became an IFS therapist as well. So for those of you that may not know what IFS is, it's kind of, have you ever seen the movie Inside Out 1 and 2? So it's pretty much that movie as a therapy. So I often allow my clients to go watch that movie so then we can have a talk about it. So I'm an IFS therapist as well. Then I ended up joining MAPS and became an MDMA assisted therapist. So I am a supporter of psychedelics in medicine and healing. And so although it's not legal at this time, I am certified to help produce and help, I guess you could say, sit and do national journeys and sittings and things that can help you with psychedelics and how to integrate healing and modern plant medicine. And then I ended up actually going to Walden University for my health psychology degree. So taking medicine and psychology and making it holistic. So I'm considered an advanced, holistic, experiential, integrative practitioner. So anything you give to me, I can pretty much make it modern, I can apply it, and I can even recreate what you're even doing. And so what I specialize in is secondary traumas like burnout, compassion fatigue, job life satisfaction, those type of issues. And so I'm going to be really getting into secondary trauma. And so my research was all about moral distress. Moral distress is known as knowing the right thing to do, but because of an institutional constraint or a barrier, you can't perform at your best, which then causes those type of behaviors like burnout, compassion fatigue, job life satisfaction, and even overdrive. And so what I did is during the pandemic, I studied physicians, and I wanted to study how did they deal with moral distress. And through that, I actually found out that there was this cycle that they went through. And I thought to myself, well, how does this apply to us culturally? How does this apply to us today? How does this apply in our lives right now? And that's one of the biggest issues that we're dealing with. And as a result of my research, I actually created my own healing modality, and it's called Reset. Reset stands for remove every saturation, embrace truth. So I'm literally teaching you how to change trauma into purpose. And I use art as a way to help orchestrate that and help support that. And so with all the things I've been learning, there are so many different styles, techniques, different type of ways of healing. And so what I'm doing is turning illness into wellness. And so what my goal and my real dream right now is to pioneer the silver age of psychology. And what does that mean? So it means that I want to create a space where people can learn that healing is not a finish line, but it's a lifestyle. And so if you want to be a listener, I'm assuming, I'm expecting that You want to make healing a lifestyle too. And I believe in you, and I know that you can do it. Because if I can do it, based upon what I've been through in my life, which you will learn, I know that you can too. And so, as I've been developing, I've been really creating different organizations. I created my own Washington Wellness Institute to help create a healing space for people that can look at life beyond their own pain, beyond their own struggles, beyond their own trauma. Because the truth is that we're all really trying. And so I'm in your neighborhood. That's why I'm your friendly neighborhood counselor, Dr. Will. I am Dr. William C. Washington, but I go by Dr. Will. And it's so important that although I'm also a psychologist and I'm a therapist and I'm a whole bunch of other things, which I will get to later, I'm also an artist as well. So I play about 9 to 10 different instruments. My baby is trombone, but I play a whole bunch of holistic instruments. And as I said before, psychology and jazz studies. So for me, starting with music, starting with classically trained, starting with jazz, gave me another world of opportunity and allowed me to see the world on a whole nother level. So professionally speaking, I've also toured the world playing music. I've played with Grammy Award winning artists. I've created and produced for other artists as well. But what I've noticed in those paths, there's always so much healing that was needed in those communities. And so I started blending mind and music. And I can genuinely say that I am a living icon of mind and music. And I found that healing is my art. And I want to talk about that very soon. And so, if you want to be a listener with me, I want you to understand that I'm also a postmodern therapist. Well, pretty much what that means is nothing is good, bad, right, wrong. Things just are. And so, I learned that the more that you tell your story, the less you become of it. And so, I want to hear your stories too. I want to hear what you think. I want to see what your comments are. I actually really do want to take time to read all of that. And I also want to offer services and spaces that you can go to feel seen. We're entering a time right now in life where our minds and our hearts and our guidance and our spirits are truly in 3 different rooms in the same house. I want us to bring it all back together. And so, how can I create a home within your heart? And that's what I want to offer you. So, there are so many guests and special, I guess, episodes that are going to be coming out that you're going to be seeing me do music. You're going to be seeing me bring on some really awesome people from all over the world that I know that are willing to come by the neighborhood and sit down with me. And most importantly, I want to challenge and recreate the way that we're healing. So, when I said earlier about the Silver Age of psychology, we left the Bronze Age. We're leaving that. So what the Bronze Age of psychology is you would call for an appointment. You have to wait 3 to 6 months to talk to somebody, and then you might get some help. We can't do that anymore. We need the access to be better. We need to be innovative about our thinking, and we need to be more centered about our approach, which is why I created my own healing modality, because I realized that we have to empower the people to heal. They can't wait any longer. I don't want you to wait any longer. And so I would love to give you this time. If it's just 30 to 60 minutes just listening to me, I would love to just hear what you think too. And so I might have some quests. So as a therapist, I don't give out homework. I give quests. We do side quests. I'm a blurred. So all day we're going to talk about blurred stuff too. So I love the psychology of superheroes. So follow me with this. I want us to go on quests, side quests. And I might give you some things that you can journal with, some things that you can go do out on your own and come back the next episode. And we can follow up on that too. So it's a whole healing process while we're also learning and enjoying each other. This is what we're missing. We're missing this. And I really want to bring that. I want to bring other people on that believe the same way too. I'm not the only healer that thinks like this. And we are moving. There is a whole movement happening right now. And so if me pioneering the Silver Age helps you find somebody like me, like you, then I think that you'd be a good fit here. And if any of this wasn't good, I know some podcasts that are really awesome. So I got you. So I want your healing journey to continue, even if I'm not there. What I really hope that this podcast will do is give you a chance to not only see yourself, help you remember to laugh, give you a chance to learn, And also think about yourself in 8 different ways. So in my healing modality, you literally can heal in 8 different ways. So for instance, let's say we're just talking about depression. I see you in 8 different ways when it comes to depression. I think about your physical health. I think about your emotional health. I think about your relationship health or your social health. I think about your family health. I think about your spiritual health. I think about your educational health. I think about your environmental health. And I also think about your financial and occupational health. So if I can see you exist in 8 different ways, that's the beginning of a holistic practice. And so I created a whole formula for this specific thing. And so a lot of these episodes are going to be actually learning the healing modality. So you're getting a free setup on how to heal within yourself. And also the healing modality has a relational portion. So if any of you are in a relationship, thinking about getting into a relationship, thinking about getting out of a relationship, this is perfect for you right now. So I want you to stay in tune with me, because the truth is that there are so many distractions and there's so much chaos happening. And when you see chaos, when you see distractions, when you feel overwhelmed, we have to learn to be still. And I'm hoping this podcast will be a moment for you to be still. And I always say to my clients all the time, you have to sit before you're still. What does SIT mean? Slow down, interview, then talk it out. So how many times are you really sitting? And so I really want to make sure that we're taking this time, because I really want to make a difference, not only in my life, but the world that I live in. And so as I'm opening up my world to you, I hope that you're going to open up your world to mine. So I really hope that this consultation was a good start. I hope that this kind of made you feel peaceful and curious about what might be happening next time. And most importantly, I want you to know that for the past 10 to 11 years, I have lived, breathed, and slept this work. I live, breathe, and sleep psychology. I live, breathe, and sleep music. And just a personal thing for me, even though I am trained in music and being very gifted in music, I'm also decolonizing the way that I even listen to music. And I will talk about that in a segment, about how I've been decolonizing the way that I hear music. I listen to music very much like an American. And as I traveled the world, I had to unlearn a lot to make sure that I could connect to people and to connect to sound. And so we're going to go on that journey as well. So I hope that you all took some time out to just really think about what might be good for me, what might be good for you. And just remember, you can follow me on social media, but to be honest, I just really hope that you stay connected here. And if you find me, just follow. I'm trying to get more personal and more connected with people. So it's great that you follow me, but I also see you as a leader in this process too. So if you didn't like this podcast, if you didn't like this moment of time, I can put some list on podcasts that I really like and some people that I really enjoy. But I really hope that this moment between you and I was genuine. And I really don't have much more to say other than be kind to yourself and heal always. Hey, it's your Philly neighborhood counselor, Dr. Will, and I couldn't leave without giving you a quest. So your first quest is to make a 30-minute playlist on the person that you want to become. A 30-minute playlist on the person that you want to become. So make sure you put some good music in there, and remember, that's going to be your playlist to become who you need to be in this season. Be kind to yourself and heal always.